Hi everyone, I'm Kanika. Welcome back to UniVoyage. So today I'll be talking about certain important topics in your quant and verbal ability section that will really help you boost your score. And this is very crucial for anybody who is doing their last minute revision. Please go through this video and study these topics in detail. In case you've missed out on any of these topics, please go through videos of them. You'll find multiple on YouTube, right? So, first thing is quant. These are some of the important topics. Some of very frequently asked questions are based on these topics. We have time, distance, and work, geometry, profit and loss, percentages, number systems, set theory, data interpretation, log, permutation, combination, and probability. Now, as far as DI, set theory, log, PNC, the last 4 pointers are concerned, I've already covered those in the pure math video. The link will be in the description box below. Please go check that out. But as far as the rest of the topics are concerned, if we're talking about time, distance, and work, profit and loss, percentages, these are very basic concepts that you've been doing since 6th grade. In competitive exams also, you get like pretty much the same, like the concept is the same, the concept remains the same, and you have those typical questions that come from these topics. Sometimes profit and loss questions can be a little time consuming, so a lot of people tend to skip on those, but these are certain sections where you, even like the non-math students, can really score because this is something you have also been doing for a very long time, right? So do not miss out on these topics. Practice as many questions as you can. Go beyond the mock papers and solve questions on these topics. Specifically for the MCQ section, these questions or these topics will be very important. Then as far as geometry portion is concerned, it can have actually tricky questions a lot of times and more time consuming ones too. It's like geometry questions again are like a make or break. You may it may click you in like one go, or it may take a very long time for you to actually think your way through, because every question can be done in a very different way. It's like there are no set of questions that you can get here. So therefore, as far as your formulae and all are concerned, you can get a clarity of them definitely. But again, practicing a varied range of questions is very important for even geometry. So for the first 3 pointers, practice beyond the mock papers also. These 3 topics, genuinely go through as many books, as many questions, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever textbooks you get, Olympiad textbooks, anything, go through them. Okay. Then number system, you will find very detailed videos on number system, and there are actually certain portions in number system that are not asked in IPMAT a lot of times, and just maybe as a surprise they might be as the last few portions of it, the interconversion, like octal, decimal, binary, all of that. But you should I believe at least have like a concept clarity is very important in number system, because these questions are definitely a little more difficult than other topics, and this is a scoring section if it becomes your strength. So I would say that for number system, watch a lot of videos on YouTube. You'll get some amazing content, and I watched a lot of videos actually on YouTube to understand and to figure out number system, because it's just a topic that took me at least some time to really grasp. So I would say that just spend like a day or two on practicing as much number system as you can if you have the time. If you don't, half a day, 1 day, invest in number system. It'll take time, I understand. It is slightly frustrating sometimes, but genuinely you'll get a lot of material on YouTube to understand from, right? So the first 3 are just practice. Number system is more of understanding from YouTube and like solving the questions they are giving at that time, right? And from number system, you actually get subjective questions too, like in the subjective section of IPMAT Indore. So therefore, it genuinely becomes an important topic, right? So these are some of the important topics in quant. As far as verbal ability is concerned, word meanings, synonyms, antonyms, reading comprehension, RC, parajumbles, and basic grammar. These are certain important topics. Now, as far as word meanings are concerned, genuinely the thing is, the more you read, the more like the easier this whole section will become for you. But obviously, it's not a very practical solution in the last minute when last few months or last few days are left. It's not a very good solution then. So what do? There are a lot of sites which give you competitive exam frequently asked word meanings. Go through them. A mistake that even I used to make just in the beginning was that I would go through like the entire sheet in one day and end up not remembering more than like 10-15 words from the whole sheet, which is not a very good thing to do. It's like in my attempt of covering more words, I ended up doing this, but it's actually like a big blunder. What you should do instead is that just choose one side, just choose one PDF and trust it, right? Because at the end of the day, you don't know which word will be asked. So what you're trying to do is gain as much knowledge as you can and retain it. Retention portion for word meanings is very, very difficult, especially if you're not following the traditional way of reading textbooks, right? So if you're not following that way, then definitely to retain more, you have to focus on like 5 or 10 words a day, making sentences, and that's the way to go about it, right? Now, but as you give mocks also, I would suggest that while analyzing, please note any new words, even while you come across like the reading comprehensions in mocks. Write down the new words. A lot of people forget to do this. They only note down like the antonym synonym questions, but like there might be certain words in RC that you do not understand. You can use them as new word meanings, synonyms, or antonym based questions as well. Coming to RC, now here, of course, as much as reading was important earlier, if now you can just give a lot of mocks and practice a lot of RCs during that pressure of that time constraint, you should be good to go with RCs, because again, you don't know which particular passage will be asked. You don't even know the type of the passage that will be asked, how many will be asked, but you can at least sort of figure out your strengths and weaknesses. Like for a lot of people, maybe the factual essays or paragraphs can be very difficult, or for some it might be very easy, right? So if you are somebody who finds those easy, and if you have got that in your paper, you can straight away start with that passage when your brain is fresh and quickly get done with it, right? But if it is a passage on the other side of the spectrum and you're not good at it, you can skip it for now, right? You need to understand there are like n number of questions just associated with one passage. So picking the right passages is also important. Sometimes due to time constraint, you may have to leave out on a passage too. And it is okay as long as you are obviously attempting more of the other questions, because do not forget there is negative marking, and a lot of people tend to make the mistake of doing guesswork in the verbal ability section, going with what sounds right, especially as far as the grammar rules are concerned, which was the fourth point here, subject-verb agreement. Now, there are many grammar rules, right? But subject-verb agreement is one topic that will for sure be asked in some of the other form. So do not forget to work on this specific topic. There are just certain rules that you need to know. That's about it. You don't even need a lot of practice, nothing. Just go through some examples and you'll be good to go. Right now, parajumble. That's going to be our last topic for today. Parajumbles is the topic that I got a little frustrated with too during my prep, because I didn't get a lot of good preparation material for it. Like, I got a lot of parajumble based questions, but they were just never of the level of the actual paper or of like the mocks. and I was always confused while attempting parajumbles. So I would again suggest give a lot of mocks and like find the parajumble questions there, and try to understand the logic behind each and every parajumble question, why you got the order wrong, because it is genuinely a very tricky and confusing portion, and sometimes you may just want to skip over it than taking a chance, because in like IPMAT Indore, sometimes you don't get the choices, right? Actually, you don't get the choices a lot of times. So when you do, however, get the choices, it becomes easy because you can just sort of frame each and every option in your head and then come up with the answer, right? But when you have to insert the numbers and like insert the entire order on your own, even like just messing up one or two here and there can really mess your whole question up and like lead to negative marking, and you do not want that, right? So practicing from mocks is very, very important. You can actually take sectional tests for verbal ability, because I emphasize a lot on giving mocks for verbal, like mocks just for like the RC or the parajumble section. Therefore, give as many sectional tests for verbal ability as you can, because it's also part of IPMAT Indore, it's also part of IPMAT Rohtak, so you'll get a lot of practice material, you'll get a lot of sectional tests. So please practice like that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel for more such videos in the future.